Cum guzzlers.
No, that's fucking crazy. I just started the live stream as you said that, by the way. Okay. All right. What is up, everybody? It has been hell of a long time since I've done a podcast on this channel. I am going to be going over a certain topic that I feel is necessary. So you guys may not know what I do for side work. I can actually hold on. Let me get a stand for my mic. You guys may not know what I do for side work, which I'm going to explain here. I've never discussed any of this through my YouTube. People who personally know me know that I do. And that is about it. But we're going to be talking about a topic on predators, specifically people who prey on kids. So we have a special guest here. Say hi.
Hi.
And so we're both going to be talking about this topic together. So I'd like to go over the fact that in the year of the end of 2024, going into the year of 2025, I started working on a catching a pred. And it worked more into becoming something bigger than I ever expected. I'm sure all of you guys are aware of a website called Omegle and how it got shut down. I don't know if you're aware that there was a new one that came out called Omegle with a UH. That became a thing. And there was a predator that was on there that was very horrible and would start targeting underage girls, making them harm themselves, starve themselves, and do a whole bunch of other things. Basically, what happened was, he made his way to multiple different victims, which ended up coming forward to me and sending me screenshot after screenshot. This dude was a sick individual, and he is just, there's recent information that just came out about him, that I would like to share. So I'm actually going to take I don't know why this is showing. Okay. I would like to actually show. This is him, Ryan Irwin Gatcomb. I don't think I'm supposed to be showing this on my YouTube channel and all of the information of it, due to feds specifically asking me not to, but I don't care. This needs to be known and it needs to be addressed. The dude was 18 at the time. He did everything. He got booked on August 25th, 2025. I was feeding information to authorities for a very long time due to this guy being so sick. He targeted an underage girl. He was making her starve herself, and also made a poor 18-year-old girl overdose over a Discord call. That is not okay. That kind of stuff is not okay. I don't appreciate that. I don't. All evidence has been sent over to authorities. They have it. We will not be showing evidence inside of this podcast due to the fact of community guidelines for YouTube. Otherwise, I 100% would. I would go through the hard trouble of blurring out names, but there is so much stuff in there that is just horrible. So, if we go to the Department of Justice website, We're gonna look at his article. Ryan Gatcombe, it's former Machias Maine pleads guilty to possessing child P. Um, Ryan Gatcombe possessed images of minors he had received online. Bangor, Maine, a former Machias man pleaded guilty on May 14th in the U.S. District Court in Bangor to one count of possessing child P. According to court records in May and June of 2025, Ryan Gatcombe, 19, possessed images and videos of minors engaged in sexually explicit content or conduct. The minors lived in other states. Keep in mind, they got that wrong. They lived in other states and countries, by the way. They should have stated that. And Gatcombe had received the depictions using the internet. While he was in the state of Maine, investigators recovered the images from Gatcombe's computer and phone. He admitted that he had attempted to delete items from those devices on the morning of June 4th, 2025, after being contacted by local law enforcement. What I don't understand is why did they contact him before arriving? They should have showed up unannounced, because that gave him the chance to hide anything he wanted.
That gave him the chance to delete items off of his devices.
Even worse, it gave him the chance to run. It gave him the chance to run. It gave him the chance to run. And that was what I was afraid of. That is what I was afraid of. So they risked it for the biscuit there.
Imagine that. Imagine if he did run.
Oh, that would have been horrible.
Where would he have gone? This man wasn't he 18 at the time? No job, no car, no anything.
Yeah, correct.
Even if he wanted to.
I heard that apparently when they showed up to make the arrest, he had ran, but he didn't make it far. From what I've heard.
Well, look at him. It doesn't look like he can run very far.
Yeah. He admitted that he had attempted to delete items from those devices. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Gatcombe faces up to 10. Keep in mind it says up to 10 years in prison. Up to 10 years. A fine of up to $250,000 and up to a lifetime of supervised release. He will be sentenced after the completion of a pre-sentence investigative report by the U.S. Probation Office. A federal district court judge will determine any sentence after considering the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. The FBI investigated the case. Yes, correct. And Dopestar. So, Ryan Gatcombe didn't just become a sick individual of the internet in the year of 2025. He became a monster of 2025. He got into so many underage girls' heads, basically manipulating them to do whatever he asked them to do. Would guilt trip. He would sit there and completely manipulate and force them to do he would threaten them. Yes, he would blackmail them. He would get explicit images and videos of these individuals, these underage girls, and he would use it against them. Whenever he would get them, and then he would sit there and ask them to do something, and if they refused to do it, he would threaten them with it. He's a very sick individual, and that's why I feel like we need to discuss this over a podcast, because all of this doesn't seem to be getting as much light as I really would like it to. I feel that if all of this happened and none of it is being really exposed the right way, I feel that it's not going to be noticed. And I want it to be noticed due to this person and everything that he's done. So I'm going to show you all of you guys a little something else. So here is USA versus Gatcombe. This is basically all of the uh, this is the stuff from the main district court. Um, they're all basically the updates of everything. So the arrest warrant was issued um, by Magistrate Judge John. Um, the warrant was provided by U.S. Marshal Service, modified on the eighth month of the 25th of 2025. So yeah, it was the 25th of the eighth month that they issued the arrest warrant. Um, uh, here is a lot of okay, so there's apparently I can't get to these. I have to pay to do it, and I don't want to pay to do it. They'll all be released eventually, but there's a waiver for here, a waiver hearing, order of detention pending trial. Um, so it looks like on Wednesday, April 8th, 2026 was the last updates we got here. I don't know what these are. So, I feel, oh, it sucks that I'm not able to access these. Um, documents 15 cents a page. That's not bad, but it's $49 for monthly for a single user, and I'm not paying that. Um, um, but I want everybody to know that I was just, me and her were just talking about earlier that death penalty needs to up their game in different creative ways. For one,
It's not all that. It's more
it's
the fact that it should be legalized in
it
more
should be,
countries.
yes, yeah. I think that too. I think
Due to
it
the
should be
fact where
legalized in other countries.
it's not like they're doing it to everyday people with petty crimes. It's only for the worst of the worst crimes and as needed. Obviously, people think that it's inhumane, but put yourself in those people's perspective. If children are involved, uh, young girls, then at that point, that feels like it not as inhumane as people think it is.
Exactly. I I know some people who, okay, it's just as controversial as everything with the Trump administration and everything. Um Everybody is having such a big issue with Trump right now. And they're causing a big issue out of nothing. Everybody has something to complain about. It doesn't matter what it is. I can sit there, pick up a pencil, and somebody's gonna fucking complain about that, though, the way I'm holding it. All right, um, and say, no, 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 you're holding it wrong. Everybody's got an issue with something. This, you need to focus on the facts and the realistic side of things. We should legalize it in all countries. The death penalty. Um, it should be legalized. Depending on the laws that are in place, I think. Um, because it could interfere, I guess, in a certain way with some laws. But I think Canada, Mexico, is it? Hold on, let's take a look if it's legal in is let's see, is the death penalty legal in Mexico yet?
I believe it is. I believe it
Um,
is legal in Mexico.
we're about to find out.
I'm not sure though.
Legal in Mexico. Okay. Mexico does not have the death penalty. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh,
So
Lord.
Canada. Hold on. Let me. What countries is the death penalty not legal?
I believe it's only really America that it's legal, and a few
Okay.
other small countries.
The Americas. So Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, and almost all other Latin American nations. It is not legal. And in Europe, it's all nations except Belarus. I think that's how you pronounce it. Russia also observes an official moratorium. Oceania, Australia. So Australia doesn't have it. New Zealand, Fiji, and most Pacific Island nations. Africa, pretty much almost everywhere in Africa. Asia, Cambodia, Nepal, Philippines, Mongolia, Bhutan have entirely eliminated capital punishment. So yeah, all of these. Okay, I can tell you this. I'm speaking for the Americas, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia. Um, yes, legalize it. Legalize it. Um, because people like this are going to get off free. So I'm gonna go over some of the documents of
Because
Ryan.
it's not as inhumane as people think it is. It's really not. A lot of the times, it is very much necessary to make sure people like this don't get back on the street scot free.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over some of the yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go over some of the documents here. So his violation was count one, possession of child P, uh, child under the age of 12. Disgusting. So penalties. Count one, not more than 10 years of imprisonment. You fucking nuts. Not more than 10 years of imprisonment. A fine of not more than $250,000, or a fine and in prison. Okay. Supervised release, not less than 5 years, no more than life. Maximum term of imprisonment for violation of supervised release would be not more than 2 years. Don't understand that one. But if on any count, defendant is required to register under the Sex Offender Registration and Notification Act and commits an offense under Chapter 109A, 110 and 117, or Section 1201 or 1591, for which imprisonment for a term longer than 1 year can be imposed, the court shall revoke supervised release and impose a term of not less than 5 years. So I'm pretty sure that means if he were to commit the same act over again.
In my opinion,
Yeah,
I don't think he should give him the chance to commit the same act over
that
again.
is what I am saying.
That
That
would
is what
be
I am saying.
absolutely horrible, and I would be very disappointed in the justice system if they let that
Yes.
happen again.
I'm slightly disappointed in it right now due to the fact that I spent about 8 months, possibly more, working on this case and working on getting this person arrested. So
And I can't
so
believe he only got off with those charges. I feel like he should have got off with more.
so right here it says $100 per count, and he's wait, I don't know how this really works. $100 per count, and his fine is $250,000. I don't know if that's related in any sort of way. I don't think so though.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go on to the next document here. So, this is Ryan Gatcomb's United States District Court of the District of Maine. So this is motion for detention right here. The United States moves for pretrial detention of the defendant pursuant to 18. Eligibility of case. This case is eligible for a detention order because the case involves a felony involving a minor victim. The fact of this case also present a serious risk the defendant will flee. Keep in mind this document was written before they arrested him. The facts of this case also present a serious risk the defendant will flee and a serious risk of obstruction of justice. Specifically, the charge in this case is possession of child P. In addition, while the defendant is from Washington County, Maine, he is, to the government's understanding, currently homeless and subject to multiple pending state criminal charges, which means his mother has stated that she does not want him back. She does not want him back. His mother does not want him back, so basically if they let him go, he's going to be homeless. If they let him go, he's going to be homeless. Therefore, his connections to the community are impetus to stay in the community are minimal. While his potential punishment for the pending charge is significant, finally, the defendant has exhibited a willingness to obstruct justice by destroying evidence and has a history of intimidating individuals, including some who may be witnesses to this witnesses in this case, and described in the affidavit supporting the complaint. Reason for detention: the court should detain the defendant because there are no other conditions of release which will reasonably assure the defendant's appearance as required or the safety of any other person and the community. As stated above, the defendant's current ties to the community are tenuous, especially when compared to his pending criminal matters. Moreover, the defendant has a history of exploiting females online, meaning that the danger of harm he poses to any member of the community, to include the alleged victims of the pending charge, is not inherently bounded by his ability to travel, which I'm pretty sure means that he doesn't seem like he's a threat to society itself IRL. He's more of a threat to the online community, which it doesn't fucking matter. That is right here is completely disgusting. Which means it looks like they're willing to from what it looks like right here, it looks like they're willing to let him eventually go after his time is served. They're willing to let him go just off on his fucking own. Keep in mind, this guy is so sick in the head to the point where it's a fantasy to him. It is a fantasy. It's a dream to him to be able to do all of these things he said he wanted to do with these underage victims. Ranging from the R word to incest and a lot of other things that this person did. It is a fantasy to him. There is no curing that. I don't care. There is nothing that you could do to help him. You can sit there and be like, oh yeah, we'll give him therapy. He'll be fine. No, he won't. This guy's too far gone. He's 19 years old and too far gone. He had an abusive father, which doesn't excuse his behavior, but still, like, he's got trauma of his own, and there's no changing that, you know?
People like that, they don't just change overnight.
They don't
you
just
could
change.
try your hardest, but deep inside of them, they will always have that fantasy in the back of their head. Even if you think, oh yeah, they look like they're getting better, they don't seem to have these dark thoughts anymore, it'll always be at the back of their head because they said they wanted to do these things.
Exactly.
And he was saying this to an underage victim who he thought he could manipulate, which he did, and he was admitting all these things to her.
Exactly.
So that's not just something you spring on the spot. That's something you've calculated and something that you wanted to do for a long time, and have finally been able to say it to somebody.
I'm gonna state it this way. What's going on, Dopestar? How you been? I've been all right. I'm gonna state it this way. This individual, so predators. This specific person that I was working on a case for with FBI for over 8 months. These kind of people, it is not just a fantasy to them, it is a preference. They prefer people who are younger, more vulnerable. It's kind of like me. I have a preference for women, and I don't like guys. All right, I'm not into guys. So that to them is a preference. It's something that they believe is okay. It's something that they're like, okay, well, this turns me on. This is attractive to me. And is that another Tristan? No, it's actually very, very much worse than Tristan. I spent 8 months working on this, and finally he got arrested due to me bringing it to Fed's attention. And he is now currently facing up to 10 years in prison right now. This is a preference for him, which means he finds it normal. He likes it. So, there's no changing that. When somebody has a preference, you can't sit there and change it. See, you can't sit there and tell me, hey, be gay. I'm not going to be gay just because you tell me to. I prefer women. I like women. That is what I will stick with. That is how predators' minds work. They prefer children, and they're going to stick with children. They don't want anybody older. They find children more attractive. And that is the worst part about it, because this guy will never change. I don't care. Like I don't care what anybody sits there and says. They're saying that he's looking up to what freaking uh what was it? Up to 10 years in prison and a fine of $250,000. This is not enough. This is very light sentencing in my eyes due to everything that this guy has done. Keep in mind, he was targeting a 14-year-old girl, making her starve herself. He made a girl overdose over a Discord call, which I have the footage of still to this day, because I refuse to delete it due to in case that it is needed and what somebody from the justice system loses it. I still have it. They can contact me and I can give it back to them. So, I still have it. This guy made a girl overdose. That is manslaughter. And he is getting up to 10 years. Keep in mind, okay, it says right at the bottom, when compared to his pending criminal matters, which means that he is still being investigated for more charges. They wanted to get the child possession charge out of the way. So they were able to finally arrest him on the spot due to them actually finding something on his phone. And they're still looking into the other charges, and they're still getting they're getting basically witness question. They're doing witness questioning. They're getting statements from them. They're getting victim statements, and they're going to get every victim that was involved that they know of to come forward and get statements from them. Yeah, like I had to hang out on Discord a lot. Glad I left that shit when I did. Also, believe it or not, I was actually groomed at 6. I'm sorry about that. 16 16 by a guy on Omegle went before the Omegle got shut down. Yeah, that's fucked up. Anyways, he still got pending charges, which they're still looking into everything else. Which means they're still looking. They're taking the overdose video and all of the screenshots from said victims that I supplied them with into consideration, and they're looking more deeper into it, which pleases me very much that they're still taking that into consideration from what it looks like. If they completely throw that out and call that void, I'm going to be so fucking pissed. I spent 8 months collecting all of this shit. What? For it to sit there and fucking get thrown away into a trash bin, never to be seen? Like, and for nothing to come of it? Dude, I spent time on this. That will piss me the fuck off.
And all that is very clear evidence of what he did.
Exactly. It is very clear evidence.
Very clear evidence of what he did.
It is very, very clear evidence. Actually, I'm actually going to pull up a video for you guys. I'm actually going to screen share it to you too, so you can see it. Basically, okay, here we go. Here it is. So I'm going to give you an insight about, I'm going to give you an give you guys an insight about how fucked up this individual really was. And I'm going to show you an interview that I had one of my homeboys do on him. This here is a video of the interview that we had done on him.
Hello.
I'm going to have to skip a certain part due to a name being dropped in there if I catch it in time. It's a victim name.
Perfect. So obviously, I just want to know what's happened, like how you managed to get these girls to do these things for you.
Well, it's pretty simple. Just talk to them. Just give them positive attention, and you love them.
Okay.
It's not really. It's not like rocket science. I would say it's just I would say typically I just go after the more vulnerable girls.
Okay, so the ones with special needs, and the ones that are mentally unstable.
I wouldn't say special needs like I wouldn't fuck with like essentially like a girl with Down syndrome. It's not like that.
Oh
No.
yeah, that
I would say girls who are mentally unstable. Yes, depression, BPD, all of these other things.
yeah,
Yes.
the ones with Down syndrome, they're not so pretty, are they? You know, you gotta have you gotta be physically attracted to them. You know, they gotta have nice boobs, nice bum, all of that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Obviously, what's your type, Cosmo?
Say that again.
What is your type? Like, what do you like?
What do I like? Like,
Yeah.
what's my type?
Yeah, man.
I would say, probably, definitely, I would say a girl within my age range. You can call me a pedophile, it's whatever, but I am a minor. The girls
Which was a complete lie. He was not a minor. He was 18 when all of this stuff happened.
I've targeted are minors within my age group, and it wasn't a significant.
Within your age group, what are you talking about? This one victim was 14.
What do you mean? What do you mean by? What do you mean by targeted? What do you mean by targeted?
I wouldn't even, I don't really like to call them victims or say that I would target them, but I honestly have no other synonymous words to say. I mean, they were definitely girls that I was attracted to that I used for my own benefits.
Okay. And what did these girls send you?
Anything that I particularly asked of them to send me. If they didn't, then I would just not interact with them.
Which I would like to also debunk that. That is completely false and untrue due to the fact that I set up a female decoy to talk to him, and he was almost demanding to see her nudes and to see her naked and her topless, and was threatening her to the point where she felt so overstimulated and uncomfortable she gave me the signal and asked to back out, and I gave her the go ahead to hang up on him. So yeah, no, he 100% is lying there, because she told him no straight up several times, and he continued to push to try to get what he wanted. And it was not working due to the fact it was my decoy, and I specifically asked her not to give in to anything like that.
Okay. But on these chat logs, by the sounds of what you were saying to them, you forced them to send you things. You told them that you was going to cut them, and all sorts of things like that. You were telling them to kill themselves.
Oh yeah, definitely. I won't deny that. But for the most part, these girls, whether or not it was staged or whatever, these girls for the most part enjoyed what I said to them, or at least they told me that they did, and so I simply played into it.
Oh,
I would say that after the whole thing, like I did indeed blackmail them. I'm not gonna deny that, but when I said that I would just not interact with them, I would say at first, when I first talked to them, if they were not willing to, send me anything, if they made that vocal, then I just wouldn't talk to them.
oh yeah, for sure. You know, you got to get what you want one way or another. But sort of like I can confirm that these females didn't like that. And obviously,
And I cannot show the rest of the video due to the fact there's name drops. I just remembered there's a couple of name drops, and I'm not going to be able to skip it in time for the name drops, because they are victims' names and I want to keep them anonymous. Due to the fact I don't think that they want their name out there. Um, his dirty little secret. Hello, how are you doing? Um, uh, so, um, there is so much that has happened with this person that I feel is disgusting in its own way. Um, I think, um, so much needs to be done about this. They have. I was good before hearing about this. Yeah, you're good. Um, so much has happened with this. Um, he is. It's okay. It's okay. Secret. He is currently in custody and locked up right now, facing up to 10 years in prison. Due to me working on this case for this person. Due to all of the underage victims that he had targeted, and even the girl that he made, overdose over a Discord call. But they are still investigating all of the other things they charged him, and he pleaded guilty to possession of child P, which is the reason why he's still sitting in prison right now. And they're currently investigating all of the other stuff and evidence that I provided them with. So, yeah, we really do need to get people off the street like that, because this person is getting a very light sentence, in my opinion, as it is right now. And I'm hoping they freaking charge him with everything else, because if they do, he's looking at 60 to 80 years in prison, and I will be pleased with that. I will be pleased with that. He is, as I don't know, you guys didn't see the, you guys can sit and read that, but this is some of the documents from his thing. He is currently sitting there rotting, as he should. Me and you were talking about firing squad earlier, right? You still there?
Yes, I am.
Me and you were talking about firing squad earlier, right?
Yeah, and the death penalty entirely. I think it should be
yes,
brought back.
I think so too. There are people in this world who deserve that. People say two wrongs don't make a right, but in this case, yes, it does. Yes, it
Exactly.
does. It 100%
People
does.
that do stuff like this respectfully do not deserve to be on the planet for the rest of their lives,
Of course.
due to the fact that they don't serve any purpose to be here except to bring other people pain, and that's just not okay. People a lot of people say that it's inhumane, and it's not.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
specific reasons, it's not inhumane. It's not taking away people's rights. It's not anything like that. It's fully necessary for situations like this. And whenever people say that it's inhumane or that it's taking away people's rights, I tell them to think about, what if it was someone that they cared about and they did something like this to said person you cared about? Wouldn't you want them to have the utmost sentence that they could? And that would be the utmost sentence that they could get.
Exactly.
Wouldn't you want that? I know I would.
Exactly. I think it needs to be legalized in most countries, depending on their laws. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, I think it should be legalized. Keep in mind, everybody, I didn't know what this guy looked like. This all started on a website called Omegle. It was the Omegle after it shut down. It all started there. I didn't know what this guy's face looked like. I had no idea. I had never seen it the whole entire time. The only time I seen his face was through his mugshot. He never showed his face. The only reason I was able to make this possible is due to the one thing that was very helpful was I had an IP grabber, and I found out he lived in Machias, Maine. So I contacted the Machias, Maine Police Department about it, and they found out who he was. They found him. They found him with just a first name, by the way, just a first name. They were able to locate him. So, I sent over his IP, and everything. So they were able to get the job done, which I'm very proud of them for. Is he getting a life sentence? Yes, very much so. What do you feel about the justice system? How do you feel about that?
Me?
Yeah.
I feel like in this sort of situation that they are giving him off with a little bit of a light sentence, and I feel like they could have given him more, 100%. But
Yeah.
I feel like as long as they're doing as much as they possibly can for this guy,
Mm-hmm.
then I think as long as he's off the street for as long as they can, and he
Yeah.
will be like under constant watch
Yeah.
after if he is ever released, then I think it's a win because he's getting what he deserves. He's getting off the streets. He's going to be monitored for the rest of his life.
I
You can't complain too much about it because at the end of the day, he's off the street. He's going to be off the street for a while. He's probably never going to be able to go on the internet by himself ever again.
that is where I'm concerned. That is what I wanted to bring up. It doesn't say anywhere in any of these documents that he is going to be sentenced with no internet access for the rest of his life, which concerns
Really,
me.
that is very concerning due to the fact that all of this happened online. Like that's a part where I'm like, is the justice system a little bit dumb? Like, do you not
I just
see?
realized that my freaking podcast thing says SB Dopestar instead of Dopestar. I knew that something looked off. Fuck it. Fuck it. Oh, fuck
Anyway.
it. Oh, fuck it.
But yeah, that's where I'm like, are they like not really looking into this properly? Like, are they not using their heads? Because like all of this happened online. Because if he's ever released and he get like somehow gets his own place, gets his own technology or whatever, if he is ever released,
Yeah.
how easy would it be for him to just do all of this over again? And then finally, when they
Extremely.
catch him doing this again, then they put him in for life. They're just setting him up for failure. They're just setting other people up for failure again if they ever let him out and if they ever let him do something like this again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why it should take for him to do this a second time for them to actually do something proper about it.
Yeah.
That's the part that will make me very like, can we even trust the justice system at that point?
Yeah.
Because you're just gonna let him off scot-free out into the world again to do whatever he wants. Then like that's really messed up, and I don't think that should happen.
Yeah.
The fact that that's just gonna cause even more children to have trauma and not trust people, and
Of course.
just overall, it's a bad time for them.
Yeah.
It just puts more people not trusting in the justice system as much as they should, because the justice system is placed there for children to feel safe, for vulnerable women to feel safe, for everybody to feel safe. And if they just let people like this back on the street, which they do a lot of the time, they do. I'm very disappointed in that. But if they could stop it as much as possible, this shouldn't be happening more than once. It shouldn't be happening at all. But at the end of the day, this shouldn't be happening more than once.
Mm-hmm. It should not be. It really should not be. I find it very funny that at the bottom it says to report an incident involving possession, distribution, receipt, or production of child abuse material referred to in legal terms of, it tells you to contact this number and the report cybertip.org. Cybertip.org doesn't do jack fucking shit. It really doesn't. You know how many tips they get a day? And they go through them? That shit could take years for them to get to that.
That's true. But a lot of the tips that people say and put out and contact people about for specific reasons because they're dangerous, you know how many times that they just think it's nothing and they don't action it.
Exactly.
They think it's a joke. And that's another thing that I don't like about the justice system. They don't take tips as serious as it should.
Yeah. I actually, for Ryan Gatcombe, the reason I know about this is because I submitted a cyber tip and nothing ever came of it. So I ended up contacting police themselves.
The justice system does not take tips. They don't.
They really don't.
The only time they ever do take tips is when they're really like on a dead end of a case, and that's their final option.
Mm-hmm.
Because the justice system likes to take full credit for them doing everything themselves. They don't like taking tips because then they feel like it wasn't them that cracked the case, or
Yeah.
it wasn't them that did everything on their own, and they
Yeah.
had to get the public's help. That's the one thing I don't like about the justice system, is because they won't take help even if it's you put it right in front of their face. They
Yeah.
want to feel like they did everything themselves.
Yeah.
They want to feel like they cracked
They
the
want
case
the credit.
100%. They didn't. They did it all themselves. They didn't have to have public's help, anything
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
That's what they don't like that. They don't like the public's help because
Yep.
they want that like title of, oh yeah, we did this, we cracked
Exactly.
this, we did it all on our own.
Exactly. And that is I heavily respect the 2 agents that I worked with during this case of getting this man locked up, due to the fact that they were very open to having me work on it with for them. They were very open to
And
that.
that's very rare.
And that's very rare. The 2 agents I worked with, extremely nice. They're so respectful, and they both were fucking amazing. And I give shout outs to them. I'm not gonna name drop who they are, but if you guys see this, you know who you are. You guys are amazing. I really appreciated you guys, and it was very nice working with you guys to help make this case possible. You guys did a great job. I'm not very pleased with some of the outcome, but it's not over yet, so I can't really say that to its entirety yet. We'll just have to see where it goes to, because I know they follow my channel, so they might be they possibly could be watching. So you know, I feel that this wasn't the outcome I was really looking for, but you know, it's not over yet. They're still investigating, so I guess we'll see what happens from there. We'll see what happens from there. But you know, you guys should do stuff like this more often. It's actually very entertaining to watch you guys talk back and forth. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Aw.
Quick, let me like scroll this to the side. Quick question: is this why new music has been delayed? Correct. Correct. Yes. This is with the help of the Rhode Island FBI. This was made possible. So I'm
And
glad
you,
they
and a big part of you.
and a big part of me,
Round of
and a
applause for
very
you.
big part of me.
You did a lot of the elbow grease work.
Of course I did. A lot of this this would not have been done without me reporting it.
No, this guy would have 100% been still doing what he's doing.
He would have still been doing it. He would have still been doing it.
FBI, they don't really work on cases unless evidence is thrown in their face, and they can't ignore it any more than they could before if it's explained right in front of their face.
I had to get so much evidence to be able for them to pursue a search warrant on this guy.
Yep, that's
So
how it
much
is. A
evidence.
lot of the time with even cops, you have to have like solid like evidence, timestamps, whatever, pictures,
Yep,
videos,
timestamps.
and you really have to like make them focus and watch it and like throw it in their face, or they won't do anything.
Yeah, no, they won't. They really won't.
And that's something I don't like. Like,
yeah.
for something like this, you really had to get a lot of evidence to put in their face to actually for them to even take this seriously.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with a lot of other cases. People will give evidence to, let's say, like someone who's been caught outside of like houses, whatever, like this. No, this happened to me. This happened with my I'm gonna say ex, but we weren't really together. He stalked me for a very long time, and I reported it to the police. They didn't do anything about it. They couldn't do anything about it unless it was too late, and or he broke into my house or did such and such.
Yep.
And nothing was ever done about it because he didn't physically harm me or break into my house or anything like that. But what if he did? And the only way that they actually did something about it is when it was too late, and he did go into my house or did do something to me. Like, that's the thing that I don't like about the justice system, because they don't take stuff seriously when it should be very taken seriously. Also, they don't take tips seriously when it's done by young people, because young people are one of the more like genre of people to get preyed on, or to get threatened, or to get like just overall preyed on, and the justice system doesn't take that seriously because they're so young. They don't take it seriously because they're young, and they think they don't know what they're talking about because they're young.
Yep.
And I don't like that. I don't like how the justice system doesn't think that young people know what they're talking about when they're talking about getting threatened or stalked or preyed upon.
Yeah.
They just act like they don't know what they're talking about. And that's why accidents happen. And that's why people get SA'd, and that's why people get preyed on, because the justice system doesn't take it as serious as they should.
Yeah. And that's what I fully agree with you on that. I fully agree with you on that. It is not taken seriously like it should. This guy would have 100% gotten away with what he did. He would have 100% gotten away with what he did. Here we go. Ooh, here's here's this is my first time seeing his address. I don't care that this is public. I don't. But I can state that anybody who is thinking about doing something to this address, do not. His parents didn't do anything wrong. Actually, his parents don't support of his actions, and they're not willing to have him come back. His mother already stated that she doesn't want him back after he gets released. So he's gonna be homeless if he gets released. So
100%. His family is not to blame in this situation.
his family is not to blame in this situation.
Happened. They couldn't have predicted this happening.
Yeah.
So they have absolutely nothing to do with it. It's his own actions. He was an adult. He knew exactly what he was doing was wrong. He like admit to like doing literally everything in that one video. He literally admitted to
everything.
He admitted to.
Oh my God! Would you take a look at this
threatening.
fucking house, dude? Is this his? Wait. Wait. Oh my God, bro. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is his house. Shit.
Freaking horrible.
Hold on.
Horrible.
Do you see? Can you see it? No, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see it.
I'm seeing the video on.
Yeah, it says Gatcombe right on it.
Is it? Oh,
yeah, it says Gatcombe right on it. That's his house. Holy shit, bro. They are not in good financial living conditions. They are not in good financial living conditions.
That's horrible. Like,
this is. Let me screenshot.
Again,
this.
People get abused in their childhood and they don't grow up to do this. People get assaulted, I say, and they don't grow up to do this. So anything that happened in his childhood is no excuse for what he did at all. It's no excuse. It could be a fact and why he did it, but it's no excuse.
Holy shit, bro. I kind of figured that it wasn't gonna be a very good looking house. I had that feeling that it wasn't.
Let's be honest, no Preds really have a good house. to be honest. If they're doing that, they can't be that successful in their lives. And it's just kind of a fact.
The
Like,
thing
if you
about
have
it
the
is,
time on your hands to do
yeah,
this, you can't be in that kind of situation.
the thing about it is, he apparently tried to run. Where the fuck would he run to?
There's a forest back there, and there looks like an open field.
Yeah, but he knows that he would get nowhere. Like, where is he gonna go to hide?
But he
Like,
tried. All these people, if they have the opportunity to run, they will try.
yeah.
That's just like bottom line. If they have the opportunity to run, they will. Even
I
if
mean,
they know it's not going to get beaten.
I mean, all of the wait. Why did my fucking stream stop? That's odd. It just stopped automatically. Yeah, no. He is. Yeah, he was. If you look at that, he was cooked, bro. There's nowhere to go. You think that fat fuck is gonna fucking run all the way down this street and get somewhere?
There's really nowhere
There's
to go
really
there.
nowhere to go. I mean, okay, yeah, maybe hide inside this fucking bus, but like, you
Yeah,
ain't
no,
gonna stay there for long.
Emmett is not going anywhere. There's literally nowhere around him. If he lived somewhere where there was lots of like shops, restaurants, buildings, then I get
Yeah,
I
no,
get why he would try to run. But there's
yeah,
literally
there's
nowhere to hide
nothing.
there.
He's in the middle of nowhere. He's in the middle of
And yeah, his little
fucking
fat ass is
nowhere.
not running anywhere.
His
bro.
little fat ass is not running nowhere.
His little fat ass is not running
He is
anywhere.
not running nowhere.
Man takes 5 steps, he runs out of breath.
No, 100%.
Bottom line, this guy's dumb. He did a lot of dumb shit, and he's serving his time. Not enough time, but
How much you want to bet those
hopefully with
crutches are
those
for him?
hopefully with those pairing charges, that adds more time onto it. I really do.
How much you want to bet those crutches are for him?
Oh God, no.
Those crutches are
Man
definitely
can't
for
be.
they're
Man
definitely
can't
his.
be someone who blackmails, threatens, and essays people, and is crippled, bro. Man has to
Yeah.
pick a struggle.
Yeah. Apparently they have a dog. Keep in mind, again, I'm going to say this one more time. Anybody who thinks they need to do anything to this address, do not. Keep in mind, he has a mother and a baby sister that is only at least three years old at max.
At least 3 years old now.
At least 3 years old now at max. They do not deserve that. Leave the family alone.
Yeah.
He was the person who was a monster. They didn't
They
know.
had no awareness.
They didn't know.
They couldn't have known. It's like they couldn't have.
Yeah, no, they couldn't have. They 100% couldn't have. Let me screenshot this. Sending this to a certain individual. You already know who I'm sending it to. But yeah, no, Kimberly got come. Ryan got come. Wait, why does it say age 20? I think they got it wrong. They definitely got it wrong. Yeah, because East Machias. That's where he was.
Is he turning 20? Or did he just turn 19?
I think he turned 19 this year.
Oh.
I think they just got his age wrong. They sometimes do that.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not like, yeah, he was 40 years old.
Oh yeah.
No, that'd have been worse. Oh my God, that would have been way worse.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm glad
I'm 96% sure that this is his house. I'm 96% sure.
It said his last name outside of the house. Of course, it's
yeah.
freaking
No.
house.
But you know how many Gatcombs there are?
That's true. But like it just looks like the type of house you live in. It
yeah,
just
no, for
looks
real.
like it.
Just for real. I mean, like, I don't know, chat. You tell me if what the did I find his LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
At the end of the day, the death penalty should be legalized in more countries than just a few states.
Let me go back to his LinkedIn.
It's not bad. It's literally to make sure people like this don't get off scot-free.
No, for real.
And I think the justice system needs to really pick up their game. They really need to lock in. They need to lock in, all right? They need to lock in.
Even X posted it.
They need to lock in. They need to take shit more seriously. They need to believe more young people when young people say that they're being abused or getting preyed on or just getting blackmailed. I think they need to understand that young people know they might be young, but they know when things aren't supposed to be happening to them.
Yeah.
They know. And
Yeah.
even if it ends up being like a false alarm or whatever, it's still good to be it's better safe than sorry.
Yeah, no, for real. It really
They
is.
need to take more young people seriously.
Yup. They really do. See more dates. Let's go back to 2007. Wow. The house actually looked... Oh, it's completely gone. Oh, there used to be a house here. Look how beautiful the house used to be back in 2011. You see that?
Huh?
You see how beautiful the house was back in 2011?
Yeah.
And then in 2007, so 2011 is, I think, the best era of this house. And then we go to 2023. What the fuck happened? This whole entire part right here was ripped off for what reason? Like the whole deck. The whole deck was ripped the fuck off. The ladder is in the same place.
The ladder hasn't been moved in like 10 years.
The ladder ain't been moved. The ladder, 2023 ladder's in the same spot. 2025 the ladder's in the same spot. Oh my god. They got rid of all the bushes there though. From what it looks like. They got rid of everything. The ladder's moved from right here. I mean, it's a cute little house if you look at it like this. You know what I'm saying? Back in 2011, it's a cute house. I'd live in it. But then it changes to that, and I'm like, no. No. Can you believe a monster such as him lived in this? Can you believe that? A monster such as him lived in that. See if the towel rag moved. Oh, well, fucking hell. They ended up building a new deck. Guess it's the stairs look a little iffy. So they rebuilt them. The RV is not there. Keep in mind that this was taken in 2025. Everybody, this photo was taken in 2025, which means it was the same year he did what he did.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Chat. This photo was taken on Google Maps in 2025, which means it was the same year that he was doing all the things that he was doing. So yeah. This photo was taken while it was happening. Imagine these are the Fed cars that are pulled up in his. Imagine these are the Fed cars that are pulled up in his driveway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this has got to be the Fed cars. Nah, probably not. This looks like to be his stepdad's car, and this is his mother's car. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if only they captured him on Google Maps standing outside the house to verify this was his. That'd be sick as fuck, huh? It was a cute house back in 2011. Let me send this to somebody. It was a cute house back in 2011. They ripped all the fucking shingles off of it, though, and turned it into a disaster. Fucking hell. Oh, wow. In 2011, man, was the best era of this house. So, yeah. Guys, keep in mind that if you are doing something like this over the internet, I'm going to tell you exactly what I told everybody else, and I'm going to read it out. I'm going to read it out to you exactly how I typed it. Exactly how I typed it. Have this be a lesson to all the people who think they can get away with targeting minors just because you're over the internet. Just because you're over the internet doesn't mean feds won't find you. I spent 8 months with feds trying to take this individual down after bringing attention to the Machias Police Department on some very damning evidence I had gathered about this person for them to get me in touch with a detective, and just 4 days later, FBI shows up at my house, questioning me about it. Fast forward 8 months of feeding them info, they finally do a raid on his house and question him and take all of his devices. Fast forward a few weeks later, they come back and make an arrest. He has been sitting in a jail cell for months now, and they finally finally are looking towards a sentence. This case wouldn't have been possible without me and 2 agents that I will not be naming. Think twice before you fuck with kids online. Have this be a lesson. If you're doing it, stop doing it now. if you're doing stuff with kids, stop doing it now because you will get caught. You will get caught. Just because you're over the internet does not mean you're safe. I took this guy down with nothing but an IP address. An IP address is the biggest part of this, and that's why he's sitting in jail. They were able to pinpoint exactly where he was, what he was doing, and everything. So it comes to show that when you're driving by a place just on the street, you never know the individual that is staying in there. I'm going to leave this podcast at that. I hope everybody has a great time, because I think this needed to be discussed. It really needed to be discussed. I hope everybody has a great night. I'm going to end stream now.